Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Charles Sabansi. I want to welcome you guys to another episode of the Dreamerspro Show, where we cover everything from sports, hot topics, classic debates, entertainment, and we give you guys a fresh perspective on things and how we see them. And today we got a pretty interesting show for you guys, but before we get into it, please make sure you like the video and subscribe to the channel. Now, as y'all know, the playoffs will be beginning at the end of this week, although I believe there's one or two more. I think there's one more play-in game that has to be played, right? And one more night of playing games, and I believe that's this evening, right? So playoffs begin, I believe it is on April 15th. So it's something that I know a lot of us are looking forward to, and especially me. I'm looking forward to the Clippers versus Phoenix Suns series. Now, originally, when it became clear to me that the Clippers could possibly play the Suns in round one, I was a little bit trepidatious about that particular matchup. Why? Because of the all-star talent that the Phoenix Suns have, because of the coaching that they have, given the fact that this team was just coached to an NBA Finals appearance just 2 seasons ago, where they lost to Giannis Antetokounmpo in the Milwaukee Bucks in the NBA Finals. But going into these particular playoffs, as you know, Paul George suffered a right knee strain or something like that, maybe roughly 3 weeks ago. And initially when it happened and we got the MRI, we heard that Paul George was going to be reevaluated within the next 2 or 3 weeks. That's what we heard. So those 3 weeks have passed, and I think this is the 4th week. So some of us were a little bit concerned. We're like, well, no, this is the 3rd week. And some of us were like, well, if Paul George is not going to play, what real shot do the Clippers have at actually making this a competitive series and possibly winning the entire series? Now, initially, when we put up a poll, the majority of the people that were polled actually were leaning towards the, the Phoenix Suns. I believe close to 65 to 70% of the people polled believe that the Phoenix Suns were going to win this series. And there are a few people out there, especially Kendrick Perkins, that believes that the Clippers do have a chance at ultimately winning this series. Now, today, I want to take a closer look at how I think the Clippers could potentially, topple the Phoenix Suns. And some of y'all like, what new report? What report? The report is the report that Dreamerspro did when we did the research today, and that's the report we're giving you guys here today. But before we get into that, this video is brought to you by sponsor Aura, who's also the official sponsor of the T-Wolves. Do you know what the fastest growing crime in America is today? It's identity theft. Imagine trying to log into your email only to see that your password has been changed. Then you start getting weird notifications from your bank and credit cards, only to find out that all of your personal and sensitive information has been totally compromised. If you think it can happen to you and your family, just know that in 2020, over 49 million Americans were victims to identity theft, costing them a combined $56 billion. That is why we are excited to partner with Aura, who's the sponsor of this video. Aura is the #1 identity theft and financial fraud protection. Aura monitors the dark web and alerts you if any of your passwords and accounts have been breached. And funny enough, after using Aura, I discovered some of my credentials were floating around in the dark web, and the app showed me exactly when and where the breach happened. In addition, Aura allows you to set spending alerts, and they'll notify you of any suspicious transactions. Aura is 4 times faster than any of its competitors in alerting you if someone is trying to open a credit card or obtain a loan using your name. And remember this, every 14 seconds, someone becomes a victim of identity fraud. Don't let it happen to you. Now click the link in the description and try Aura for free for 2 weeks and see if any of you or your family's personal information has been compromised. Start your free trial at aura.com/dreamerspro. And when you try Aura, by using the link in the description below, also know that you're supporting this channel. Thank you. Okay, so let's get into the reasons why I think the Clippers have a chance at possibly beating the Phoenix Suns without Paul George in round one. First thing, we have to look at the championship experience that the Clippers have on their side. What am I talking about? So people like the Clippers have never won a championship. That is absolutely true. However, they do have some players on the roster that have won a championship. Okay, you have Kawhi Leonard, who's a 2-time finals MVP. You have Russell Westbrook, who has been to the finals. You have Norman Powell, who won his championship with Kawhi Leonard when he was a Toronto Raptor. And of course, you have head coach Ty Lue, who's been to the championship round multiple times, and he won a championship against the Golden State Warriors. So the Clippers have some level of championship experience on their roster, but I'm in no way saying that they have the same level of talent. As experience as, for example, maybe the Golden State Warriors. No one is saying that. However, they can lean on their experience. That's number one. Number two, the Clippers have a closer. And that closer is Kawhi Leonard. And this is not even up for discussion. Kawhi Leonard is one of the greatest closers of all time. And it's one of the reasons he has the highest winning percentage in NBA history. We saw him in 2019 literally hit clutch shot after clutch shot after clutch shot. And he's actually hit a lot of clutch shots in the playoffs prior to that. But also he's made some clutch basketball plays, whether it's on the defensive side or making a play. Kawhi Leonard, has been that guy, right? He's been that guy. Now I want to take it a step further and just kind of look at the matchup between the two players of the series. Now I'm gonna surprise a lot of you guys. Y'all know that Kawhi Leonard is my favorite player. But as I told you guys all season long, I never was on some, Kawhi Leonard, he the best. I never did that. I always conceded that to Giannis Antetokounmpo and other guys who were putting up big numbers in the regular season. However, I have always said on this channel that going into a playoff series, there is no basketball player in the world that I would take over Kawhi Leonard. Not one. Not Giannis, not KD, not none of these dudes. You give me Kawhi and he's healthy and he has a squad with him, I'm rolling with Kawhi Leonard. So I actually think that Kawhi Leonard is going to be the best player in this series. I know some people are like, how can you say something like it's going to be KD? No. I want to back it up for a moment here. Now, let's look at both of these two gentlemen in their most recent playoff appearance, playoff run, rather. KD, last time he was in the playoffs, and it's just 1 year. He's had better years. He scored 26.3 points per game. He shot 36.8% from the field, 33% from the three-point line, 89% from the free throw line. He got you 5.8 rebounds, 6.3 assists, and 5 turnovers a game. Okay, that was the year they got stifled, against the Boston Celtics. But I'm gonna go a year before that. The year before that, KD in 12 games averaged 34 points per game, on 51% shooting from the field, on 40% shooting from the three, on 87.1% shooting from the free throw line, getting you 9.3 rebounds, 4.4 assists, and 3.5 turnovers, only with 1.5 steals and 1.6 blocks. Those were KD's numbers. Kevin Durant in the playoffs goes to an entirely different level. Unfortunately, I think Kawhi Leonard is going to go to an even higher level than Kevin Durant. Last time Kawhi Leonard was in the playoffs in 11 games, he scored 30 points per game on 57.3% shooting from the field. Let's just stop for a minute and just think about that. I think Kawhi was shooting a higher field goal percentage than Joel Embiid. 57.3% from the field. He was shooting 39% from the three, 88% from the free throw line. He was getting you 7.7 rebounds, 4.4 assists, 2.1 steals, only 2.2 turnovers a game, and 0.8 in blocks. So I think that if Kawhi Leonard is the primary scoring option, he doesn't have a Paul George, I expect his numbers to be even better. Kawhi Leonard is going to be putting up some incredible numbers because of I have that confidence in him because of his past. So I think Kawhi may be the best player in that series. Now, I could be wrong, but I think he's going to be the best player in that series. Now let's look at the depth. If we look at, for example, let's say the Phoenix Suns roster, they're really top heavy. They have Devin Booker, who's a fantastic player. I just mentioned Kevin Durant. They have DeAndre Ayton. I think they lost Cameron Johnson. They have Chris Paul. I think they have Terrence Ross, Landry Shamet, and some other players. If you look at the Clippers roster, the Clippers, they have Kawhi Leonard. They have Norman Powell. They have Russell Westbrook, who's been playing well. They have Eric Gordon. I don't know what's up with Marcus Morris Sr., but they do have Ivica Zubac. They have Mason Plumlee. They have Bones Highland. They have Terrence Mann. And they have Nicholas Batum. Right? And Robert Covington. Now, in terms of defenders that they can throw at KD, they have at least 3 or 4. You have Marcus Morris Sr., you have Robert Covington, you have Kawhi Leonard, and you have Nicholas Batum. So you have 4 bodies to throw at KD. What bodies do they have to throw at Kawhi Leonard? That's another question. And when it goes to the bench, will the Phoenix Suns bench be able to score as much as the Clippers bench? Y'all see Norman Powell. I mean, it's absolutely incredible. If we look at just shooting, the Clippers have players that are shooting in the high 30s from the three-point line. You have Paul George this season who shot 37, but he's not available. Kawhi Leonard shot 41.6% on the season. Those were his numbers from the three. Norman Powell shot 39.7. Russell Westbrook shot 33. He improved. Eric Gordon is shooting 45% from the three. Marcus Morris Sr. is shooting 36.5% from the three. Bones Highland is shooting 36.8% from the three. Terrence Mann is shooting 38.9% from the three. And Nicholas Batum is shooting 39% from the three. Robert Covington is shooting 39%. So the Clippers have a lot of guys that can make you pay. So it's not like as if the Clippers won't have any offense. They will have offense. They will have that, and they'll have a lot of players to plug in at different spots. And I think the Phoenix Suns, they're going to be able to keep that Phoenix Suns defense constantly rotating. I don't think Kawhi Leonard can neutralize KD. I don't think that's possible. But I don't think the Phoenix Suns have any player they could stop or slow down Kawhi Leonard as well. And I think this series may end up going down to the supporting cast and the bench. You know, Russell Westbrook going to Chris Paul, that's also going to be a very interesting matchup. Both teams have great playmakers. And I think coaching is also going to play a very big role. And this is why I think Ty Lue has the edge because of his ability, and which I think makes him probably the best coach in the NBA. I think his greatest ability or his biggest strength is his ability to make adjustments in between games, in between quarters, minute to minute. That's Ty Lue's greatest strength. And is he going to win that chess match? I think he's going to do it. And if Paul George comes back during this series, then it changes everything. So these are my thoughts and opinions. And the question I have for you guys is, who do you think wins this series going into it based on what I've said? Whatever you guys think, leave your thoughts in the comment section and we catch you on the next show.